What is happening, guys? It's another beautiful day here at the Techstars headquarters. NVIDIA just launched their brand new RTX 4080 graphics card, and I thought we could do a build in it. But not just any ordinary build. As you've probably noticed already, we're gonna be doing a build inside of a very unique case that I had my eye on for a long time. This is the AZZA Regis. It's a cube case that sits on a stand. So definitely unique, a lot different than what you normally see on other PC builds. So I'm very excited to check it out and do a build in it. So with that said, let's begin. So for the CPU, we're going with the new Ryzen 7 7600X. This is their 6-core, 12-thread processor on the Zen 4 platform. This is actually my first ever AM5 build on the channel, so I'm pretty excited. And we'll be popping that inside the X670E Aura's Master that I opened up in a previous unboxing video. The E stands for Extreme, so it's pretty much their top-of-the-line motherboard. And with the Extreme model, you guys get PCI Gen 5 support for both M.2 slots as well as the PCI slot. It still feels kind of weird seeing the pins on the actual socket. I'm so used to seeing them on the CPU. It feels like doing an Intel build now. That's actually one of the things I preferred on the older AMD chips, is that if you do damage the pins on the CPU, it's a lot easier to fix as opposed to damaging the pins on the motherboard. It's almost impossible to fix the pins on the actual socket. So we do have a color scheme for this build, or lack thereof, I guess, because we're pretty much doing all black with zero RGB in here. I've been really enjoying the non-RGB builds I've been doing on the channel, so I kind of want to stick to that trend. Also, the side panels are tinted really dark, so you can't even see through it. So I feel like, you know what, let's just go with a non-RGB build. So that is why we're going with the Crucial DDR5 kit for one reason and one reason only. It is extremely low profile. Because it doesn't have a heat spreader on there, it's gonna fit perfectly underneath our massive cooler. So we're not gonna run into any clearance issues. Also, it's not gonna be even visible because the cooler is gonna be blocking it off. So that is why I'm going with these sticks for this build. DDR5 has matured a lot already. It provides so much more performance over DDR4 in gaming and other applications. So if you're building a new PC or you're planning on upgrading, it just makes sense to jump over to the DDR5 platform. Even the speeds make a difference. You always want to go with the fastest DDR5 sticks that fits your budget if you want to get the most frames. Oh my god, this looks so weird. I'm not used to seeing naked RAM sticks next to a high-end motherboard like this, but at least the cool thing is that they went with a black PCB, so it blends in with the motherboard as opposed to sticking out like a green PCB would. But you know what I like about these Crucial memory sticks the most is the value you get. DDR5 can still be expensive. You're not spending extra money on the flashy RGB lighting or the really fancy heat spreaders. Instead, you get really high quality modules with fast speeds and compatibility with a lot of motherboards, since these sticks are pretty much on everyone's QVL. This means it supports XMP straight from BIOS without having to overclock it. So if you guys are looking to save money on your next PC build or upgrade, and you don't care about super flashy memory sticks, then you should definitely check out the Crucial memory. I'll drop a link to them down below. As far as for storage, we're going with the Crucial P5 Plus, a 2 terabyte M.2 SSD. Wow, that's a massive heatsink on the M.2 slot. Look at that, guys. That is insane. Nothing beats having hot cocoa and building a PC, guys. On a cold winter evening, it's amazing. So I do want to install the cooler next. I know this is a bit of an overkill because the 7700X is a low TDP CPU. I believe it's 105 watts, so it doesn't take much to keep it cool, but this is pretty much the only CPU cooler I have that doesn't have any RGB. So we're gonna go with it. Why not? We don't have to worry about clearance issues because we are pretty much using the lowest profile RAM in existence. Oh, you know what? What about the VRMs? Is that gonna get in the way? Oh, please don't do this to me. Oh, you know what? No, we're fine. Yeah, this is perfect. You know what, actually? If we put the fan in the front here, oh, we're gonna barely just make it. The fan is gonna be sitting a little higher, unfortunately, above the heatsink, but I think we can make it work. Like, this is why we went with these sticks, guys, to make sure we have plenty of space for the cooler. We could probably get away with even just a single fan in the middle, but you know, I might as well install it. We do have the space for it, so why not? Oh man, oh man, oh man. This looks so damn good. Name a better duo. These two things look so damn good together. The cooler with the Aura's master board, I mean, oh, it's beautiful, so beautiful. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to see it inside the case anyways, which sucks, but I mean, so far, yeah, I'm loving the way it's turning out. I'm glad I went with the Crucial memory sticks. Look how close the front fan is sitting right on top of it. I mean, we could use every millimeter we can, so these sticks were a really great choice for this build. But yeah, I think we're ready to pop this inside the case, so let's bring over the Regis, or the Regis, and see if it fits. Oh man, this thing is heavy. It is really heavy. Oh, that's the front. So that's where we're gonna slide in the motherboard. It's only prepped for a micro ATX, it looks like. So I'm just gonna have to add the additional 3 standoffs in here. Wait, should I put the graphics card in first? No, you know what? I think it'll be fine. Okay, so the fan configuration inside here is going to be a little different. This is technically an inverted build now, so we have to kind of change our fan configuration to compensate and make sure there's plenty of airflow in here to keep the components down. There's only a single 140mm exhaust fan over here, but ideally I would want the exhaust fans closer to the top because now the hot air is going to rise towards the top. We're even going to have the GPU up here as well, pulling in air from the top here, but this is a side panel, so I don't even know how that's gonna work. We do have a spot on the bottom here, looks like it's a radiator bracket that can support up to a 280mm radiator, but since we're going with an air cooler, I can use this extra 2 slots here to add 2 120mm intake fans, which means we still need to add 1 or 2 more exhaust fans, and the only other place I can do that, I think, is in the back here. But in order to get access to these 2 panels, I'm gonna have to remove this mount. So let's get this off and see what we're dealing with. Oh, so this is where the USB and power button is. I didn't even know that. So just as I expected, we do have another bracket here to install a 240mm rad or dual 120mm fan. So I'm gonna use that as exhaust. Power supply goes here, and then we have access to install the other 2 intake fans over here. So okay, yeah, I can see the design now. It's very convenient to access the sides here to install the fans. So it's really cool that you can remove all the side panels. Let's go and install the power supply first. Looks like the case comes with an RGB controller, which we're not gonna need. Peel this off. Oh, it's on Velcro too. Okay. That makes it easy. Luckily, we don't have to worry about any GPU cables melting this time because we're gonna be using the included 600-watt 16-pin cable from Gigabyte that came with the power supply. So one end plugs here and the other end plugs directly into the graphics card. So it's gonna look a lot cleaner as well because we only have a single cable plugging directly into the GPU. The only thing you have to worry about is the power supply exploding. So it's not as bad. Okay, so for the case fans, we're going with the Noctua F12s just to kind of stick to the whole Noctua black theme. So we'll be adding 2 fans over here for intake and then 2 more fans in the back for exhaust. You know what, guys? I just realized I don't know if the card is gonna fit. I did not check the maximum GPU clearance for the case. The thickness is not gonna be an issue because we're popping this in the top PCI slot, and we do have, even if it's a 3-slot card, it's gonna be able to fit just fine. I'm more concerned about the length. I really want to fit this card inside the case. Oh, I'm so excited to check this card out in person. Oh, yeah. Ooh. That is a thick card indeed. That's so beautiful. Look at that. Is this a triple slot? It is. I think it's a triple slot card, but lengthwise, oh my God, it's almost the size of the freaking case, guys. It's almost as tall as the case. There's only one way to check it out. So let's pop it in, see if it fits. Oh my God, no. No, 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 no. Oh, Jesus Christ, why is this happening again? Let me remove the rear side panel here, or I should say the front side panel. If I insert in from here, I think we can make it work. Let me remove the PCI brackets from the top first though. Probably a good idea. Okay, let's try this again. There's no way, dude. There's actually no way. This can't be happening again. Oh my God, dude. What is my luck? It's the freaking M.2 heatsink on the top. That's so damn thick. That's what is bothering me right now. I think I definitely broke something here. The SSD trays, are you kidding me? I just realized we got two SSD trays on the bottom here. I feel like if we get rid of this, we will have the space. It's so close, it's so close. Someone wants to remove the SSD trays or even the hard drive cage. Like how are you gonna do that? Why does AZZA make things so difficult sometimes? I just don't get it. Oh, it slides off. Bruh. The SSD trays slide off. But is the card gonna fit? That's a better question. Oh my God. What? I feel like this card was perfectly designed to fit inside this case. Oh my Lord. I can't even see the PCI slot, dude. I'm just gonna pray and keep moving around until it fits inside the hole. Kind of like what I do on the weeknights. Oh, it's in. It's in. This card is not coming out, that's for sure. My Lord. Well, at least you don't have to worry about the GPU sagging. It's literally in vertical mode. Oh my Lord. All right, let's plug this in. Oh God, I'm getting anxiety just from bending this cable. We should be fine, right? We should be fine. All right, so it turns out there was no signal going to the monitors and the motherboard was showing a VGA error, and I immediately knew that it was the 16-pin cable. So I ended up swapping it with the included triple 8-pin cable that came with the GPU, and sure enough, we got a signal. It's just disappointing to constantly be reminded on how unreliable gigabyte power supplies truly are. So it did seem like the 7600X was able to keep up with the RTX 4080. I feel like this is such a great combo for anyone looking to game competitively in 1440p with max settings or casual 4K gaming. I did enjoy building in the Regis case. Other than struggling to fit the RTX 4080 in there, it was a very fun case to work with. The fact that you can remove almost all the side panels just made it that much easier to install the parts. I know I said I was going with an anti-RGB build, but I couldn't help but just to leave the lights on from the graphics card just so there's something illuminating from the inside. Otherwise, it's just going to be a black cube, which is boring. Speaking of RGB, I did leave the default RGB effect on the graphics card, but you can actually sync the lighting directly to other ARGB products using the included cable. Also, the infinity mirror in the front is pretty much the focus point of the case, so I left that on as well, but everything else inside the case was turned off. Temps did really well in here, surprisingly. The extra fans I added definitely helped keep the components nice and cool. The CPU averaged around 47 degrees Celsius with peak temps of 64, which is not surprising considering we have a monolith of a CPU cooler on a 105 watt TDP CPU. Now the GPU on the other hand averaged around 52 degrees with peak temps of 64 Celsius. So yeah, very cool temps from both components. One of the reasons why the GPU was able to stay so cool was because of the new cooling design on the graphics card. The winglet on the fan tail concentrates the airflow, while the carved design on the back side of the fan blades helps bring the air to the thermal module more smoothly. It's such a good looking card too with the dark crystal design. It will fit in pretty much any PC build regardless of the color scheme. But yeah, that's all I got for today's video. I'll drop a link to everything I used inside the build down below if you guys want to check it out. Make sure you subscribe for some more awesome PC builds coming your way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.